Hi, Rebels. This is Good Night Stories for Rebel Girls, the interview. I'm your host, Lyric, and today we're talking to Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Orantes. Hi, Jordan and Justine. Thanks so much for joining me today. To kick things off, can you tell us each a little bit about yourselves?
I am originally from Southern California, and I grew up playing volleyball around 6-7 years old. Had both parents that played at some capacity, and I think that's really what drove me to keep playing volleyball and play in the state of Nebraska because they really love their volleyball.
I was born and raised in Hooper, Nebraska, small town. Both my parents were multi-sport athletes. I was also a multi-sport athlete. I kind of fell in love with all different kinds of sport, but really fell in love with volleyball and still loving every minute.
That's awesome. What brings you two together, specifically? What's the story behind your friendship and the connection on the court?
USA, the national team, has brought us together initially.
Also being an alumni of Nebraska, we've shared a lot of moments and memories over the last, how long have you been playing now? 8 years? It's crazy.
Yeah. It's so special because Jordan is a player that you always look up to and you always want to share the court with her. So I definitely don't take for granted ever sharing the court with her. And I'm just so, blessed that we're able to continue to do that.
Jay is the most I don't know, always smiling, very loves everyone. So it's really fun to be able to be around that every day and just surrounded by positivity.
Okay, we're gonna go back to the past a little bit. How did you first discover your love for volleyball? Was there a specific moment when you thought about this is my thing?
I was actually talking to one of our teammates today, and she's like, volleyball is one of the only sports that you truly need everyone to contribute. If you can't pass, you can't set, and then you can't set, you can't kill. You need all these moving pieces, and we strive for perfection every day, but it's just being good over time, and it wins a lot of matches.
Okay, now we're going to move on to the Paris 2024 Olympics. What was it like working together to represent the U.S. and achieve a silver medal?
I felt so honored to be standing with that group of women because we all truly embraced whatever was thrown at us. We handled it with such grace and just felt really just so rewarding.
It's been a dream of mine, and now to see the other side of it, it's still surreal to me. So it's pretty cool.
Playing at such a high level must be really intense with Olympics and pro and everything. How do you do with failure or disappointment?
I feel our gym celebrates failure. I remember Coach talking about we need to fail fast because we need to learn, be able to learn. And with that, you kind of get comfortable with this or have this relationship with failure so that it's not as scary. When things get hard in the match, we have something to draw on because we've been there before.
That fail fast, I really like that. That was good. I'm gonna have to tell my team that. Okay.
There you go.
And on a bigger scale, how has playing volleyball made you feel more confident as a person, as a player, both on and off the court?
I think that's what's so cool about a team sport is you're all trying to reach this bigger goal, and I think that can be, applied to both on the court and off the court.
It's so much bigger than the game, though, too. It's about how do you show up and be a good person every day, be a good example for the young girls growing up, and they can see you as, something to strive for. It really sets a great foundation of how to just try to be a good person and add to the community as well.
As you both know, big matches can be extremely stressful. Do you guys have any strategies for staying calm or being extremely focused or dialed in?
I think the one thing that I always relied on was that I'm not in it alone and that it's okay to ask for help when you're struggling. I think that's given me a ton of comfort to know that whatever I do, my teammates have my back.
From experience, just believing in yourself, I think goes a long way. What's in your heart and how passionate you are about what you're doing and that belief in yourself can really take you a long way.
And I think also too, going in and asking coaches, how do I get better? What can I do? And what are you seeing? Which in turn, I think helped me have more confidence in knowing how, I felt more prepared in that moment.
Now let's switch gears a bit and talk about something a lot of girls think about, but might not discuss enough: periods. They can be tough, especially when you're competing. How do you handle your period during matches and or tournaments?
I still get self-conscious. I think especially because we're a sport that is so exposed, wearing spandex, I think that can be, an insecurity. I think for me, I'm always okay, hey, can you make sure that I'm not bleeding anywhere?
The more I got comfortable just open talking about it, it allowed more freedom for people to understand. And now with social media, there's a ton of information out there of just how to better like understand your body as you're going through this crazy transition.
That's really great advice. Now you're both role models to lots of girls. What advice do you have for the next generation of players chasing their dreams?
I like wrote my goals down when I was a kid, and I think like they were just inherently like ingrained in me, and then my parents knew about them. And so I think whenever there was like a turning point in my career, it was always like, hey, I want to go out with friends. And my parents would be like, okay, but you have practice tomorrow. Like, what would be like a smart decision to make now, right? And I think just dream big, like really, honestly. I know that sounds so cliche, but it's like, just write it down and like talk about it. And like, I was like, sometimes in high school, I'd walk around and be like, I'm going to be an Olympian, you know, but I like truly believed it.
I think if you're passionate about something, like keep driving towards that passion, because I think as a younger kid or athlete, like it's really important to set goals in mind and really share it with like your family and friends so that they can try to keep you also accountable.
I think everyone, and me especially, I'd love to know what makes you a rebel girl.
For me, in kind of this point in my career, I really just want to educate the young girls and young athletes. Like, I'm so excited to be able to work with like Premier Volleyball and Rebel Girls and be able to kind of give back to the sport that has given me so much. I hope one day like you, Lyric, are able to, you know, play pro volleyball in America, and that just excites me a lot.
I think like Jay said, like giving back to something that has given me so much. And like Lyric, we were you know, and like I just burst with so much pride because it's like you get to see now in real time like what it's like to live out a dream. And I just think like what the sport does, you know, for you as a human, like learning leadership skills, adversity, how to manage relationships, right, on and off the court. I mean, there's just so many lessons that come with being a part of it that I think, yeah, I'm excited to mentor and continue to watch this sport grow.
Thank you so much, Jordan and Justine. You are both so inspiring. See you next time, and stay rebel.